Okay, welcome. So before we get started, gonna need a few things. Couple pillows, maybe some padding. We're gonna be spending some time on our shins. You might want some yoga blocks. I've got some right over there if I need them. And also some wall space. If you don't have wall space, let me know. And then what I'll do is I'll give you some alternatives. All right, so let's go ahead and let's literally shake off the outside world. So we're here, sort of stand with your feet hip width apart, knees a casual bend, and then sort of bounce. And try to leave as many things in your body loose as you do this. If you want to actually sort of synchronize your hands, that's fine. Just shake it off. Shake it off. Play with it if you want. This is actually really good for you. When we talk about movement is medicine, this is really good movement for that kind of medicine. All right. Now, what we were doing was we were sort of working on a way of standing called Wu Chi. So let's work on this for just a little bit. And what I want to work on is controlling your body a little bit and sensing your body because we're going to be doing this throughout the rest of the practice. So this is a sort of safe place, easy place to do it. So feet parallel, if you can make them. If not, as much as you're able to, knees slightly bent. Then what I want you to do is, I'm going to show you for this from the side. Take your sacrum and try to push it down a little bit and then tilt it up. I want you to sort of neutralize your pelvis a little bit. And then the next thing, from the tip of your ears, the top, back third of your head, that's the fontanelle. Imagine that there is a string attached and that string is pulling it up. And if you notice my chin, when that happens, it pulls my chin back. It's going to stretch the back of your neck. So I'm going to work on that again. Feet parallel, knees slightly bent, sacrum down and under. Now take that fontanelle and up, pull the top of your head up. And as you do this, if you take your time, you'll notice your body is moving because of the weight balance change. Now, next thing, I want to relax down the middle. So to do that, take your hands medial, middle, into the middle, medially rotate them a little bit. So a way to do that is just like so. You can even maybe go a little bit further, like you're pushing down on something. This is bear pause, doesn't matter. What that does is it loosens everything here and allows you to sink. So if you get some feedback, you might feel more pressure in your heels as you do that. Okay, now we'll be doing this again later. That was just a little bit of sort of sensation, but let's do it one more time. Okay, so again, shake it out just a little bit. Let's try to go through that whole sequence. All right, feet parallel, knees slightly bent, sacrum down and under. I just shifted forward when I did that, and I wasn't trying to. Take your fontanelle and imagine there's a balloon pulling it up. I just went forward a little bit more. Internal rotation of your hands a little bit, medial rotation, and then imagine your sternum going into the ground. Okay, now go ahead and relax. Okay, open up your arms, reach up and inhale. Imagine you're grabbing like a football and then pull it down as you exhale. Pause just below your belly button. Inhale and push down. Now, take a big inhale halfway up. Exhale. Inhale. Come on down. Now, imagine there's a spring of water. Grab some water, and as you exhale to the middle, you're bringing that water up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. And let's do that one more time. So take a big breath in. Inhale, grab a ball of energy from the sky. Exhale, pull it down your body. Imagine your skeleton getting brighter as you pass that energy down through your skeleton. Exhale down to your middle. Inhale, really fills up your dantian, and then exhale. uh, And then inhale, exhale, inhale, down, down, down. Grab some water from the stream. Exhale and bring it up your body. Inhale, exhale. All right. While we were doing that, we're controlling our breath, and we're going to be doing a lot of breath work today. So that's something that'll come back later on. You can use your breath to control your mental state quite a bit. We'll be using it today, a breathing practice that will calm you down and allow you to relax some. Now, next thing I want you to do is I want you to stand with your feet a little bit wider. This is going to be weird. Relax your arms just as much as you can. I want there's just nothing going on with your arms. Twist your hip gently to the side and let your arms sort of flop about. Just let them go. Okay, I'm calling this noodly arms. And the reason I bring it up is one, this is really good practice. You can see how much you can relax a part of your body. But wet noodle is a principle for our stretching. So we breathe to relax, but we use wet noodle. Anything that you're stretching stretches better if it's relaxed. There are some techniques where you might strengthen your muscles. Let's ignore that. So for the most part, relax where you can. All right, now what I want you to do is pick a small circle. I'm going to go ahead and use this as the middle of my circle. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk around the circle, but we're going to do it with our spine twisted. So stand with your left shoulder into the circle. Bigger circles are fine. I'm going to be doing a smaller circle because of the aspect ratio. So now just keep your feet parallel, knees bent, tuck your tailbone, turn at your waist, turn at your hip, and then this is okay with your hand. If you did something like this earlier, that's fine. And what I want you to do is I want to have you sort of look over your shoulder as you walk around. So we're going to do this 36 or so steps in both directions. Your spine is twisted, and you're adding a little bit of pressure when you take a step. You're doing a micro shake of your spine. This has done wonders for my spine, just this practice alone. 36 steps is probably enough. You can certainly do more. Okay, so now go ahead and stop, and then just turn around your other shoulder, and then turn at your waist, turn at your hip, and do this again, walking around and looking over your shoulder. So the amount is important, and when we do our stretches, we're going to be stretching 2 to 5 minutes typically. I'll keep track of the time. You don't have to worry about that. 2 minutes is enough for your body to calm down, to get your nervous system relaxed, and for the muscle change to be persistent. That is, if you stretch for 2 minutes, you're going to get a little bit, and that little bit's going to be there next time you look. So, 2 to 5 minutes. A little bit of pressure, relaxed, passive over time. Okay, let's go ahead and move this pillow out of the way. Now, finally, let's do a final shake before we start stretching our body. So, shake, shake, shake. And again, if you're not certain, a good place and whenever you're doing something, when you're standing, feet parallel, knees slightly bent, and then bringing your neutral pelvis, that's pretty good thing to sort of just get used to doing. Okay. Now, first thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to stretch our back and our hamstrings. So you might want a prop like a desk, or a table or a coffee table. And the idea is we're going to fold forward, and we might use this to help support us. So let's go ahead and face, if you're using something like this, face it. And then the important thing here, bend, bend, bend your knees. As much as you can bend your knees. You can, in fact, use this to bend your knees and try to get your chest onto your knees. Now, probably should have a timer, right? We're doing this. Yeah, we're doing this for this. Okay, cool. So again, bend your knees, bend, 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 chest down on your knees. This right here is a good stretch. This is a really good stretch. I'm actually getting some good stuff out of this. Now it's not the same as if I say, for example, maybe I straighten my legs a little bit, get a little more stretch in my hamstring. Maybe I lower a little bit. This is pretty good. Maybe I can reach down. Maybe that's a lot. It's a lot today. May not be a lot if you do this 3 or 4 times. You'd be amazed how quickly in the beginning you maybe can just hang here. Okay, so really try to relax your spine. In fact, how do you do that? Breathe to relax. So take a big inhale for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going there. Now, another thing, as you breathe, inhale, big belly. That pushes you onto your thighs. And as you exhale, you can use that to sort of relax. So inhale, exhale, just relax, relax. Keep doing that a little bit. That's a good thing to do throughout your practice today. When you inhale and expand your belly, you stimulate your vagus nerve, which helps you calm down and relax. If you sit all day, your belly is compressed. You're not doing that. You're probably breathing into your chest. And over time, that'll keep you in your sympathetic nervous system. Your breath is your control valve into the state of your brain and the state of your body. We happen to be breathing 5 breaths a minute at a 4:8 ratio, and that's a good place to be. If your legs are shaking, that's great. You'll get over that over time. We're training our nervous system, we're training our muscles. We're doing something akin to power building. We are working on learning how to relax as many of our muscle fibers as we can. And then when we get a little uncomfortable, our breath is saying, hey, it's okay. Your body will respond over time by adjusting to how you use it. Okay, now be careful coming out of all these poses. What I want you to do is place your hands on the ground if they're not. Bend, 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 bend your knee way down. Put one hand on above your kneecap, say your left hand. Same thing with your right, and then push up with your arms and your legs. In principle, generally speaking, whatever you've just stretched, don't use that muscle. Okay, down to the ground. You might want some padding for your shins. And um, I'll just say I apologize for what we're about to do. It's worth it. So in Tai Chi, you want to have a good firm grip with the ground. And when I say that, I mean grip with the toes. So how can you get some flexibility in your toes? That's what we're going to do right now. So what I want you to do, get some padding under your knees, turn your toes under like you can see here. So I've got my toes turned under and then sit back. Now you might need a pillow, that's fine, but I want you to slowly over time apply pressure to your toes. And also notice you're bringing your ankles back. That's called dorsiflexion. Later on, we're going to do plantar flexion. Plantar, you're pointing. This is really good. This is going to stretch your arches. And the first time I gave this pose to a fellow student, she came back the next day and she said, and I quote, actually quote, Brett, why do you hate me so much? But this is a great pose. Now, we're only doing the toe part. There's a little bit thing if you want to add that you could sort of stretch your shoulders as well. But for our purposes, the primary focus is the feet. In Tai Chi, everything starts from the feet. In Bagua, in martial arts. So foot health is important. And stretching your feet will slowly, over time, improve your feet. Also, as you stretch your foot, it'll help your calves because the calves and the arch of your feet are directly connected on both sides like an arch or like a lever. Now, if you want to try something, that sacrum thing where you sort of push your sacrum down and tuck it under, try that. And that thing you did with your fontanelle, do that. Pull up on your head and tuck a little bit your sacrum down and under. See what that does for you. You're extending your spine, or the second bow in Tai Chi, the first bow being your legs. Okay, now to come out of this, you might want to be very careful. Put your hands in front of you, lean forward, just slowly lift your feet, and maybe sort of just crunch your toes a little bit. Okay, now point your feet down, and I want you to come on down. So we're going to do a slightly different thing down here. Just come on down. And if you need a pillow again, same thing. So our feet were pulled back. Now our feet are pointed out. For this pose, right now we're working mostly on the ankles, but there's more you can get out of it if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. And if you happen to manage to get your bottom to your heels, the next thing you might try, and for what we're doing, you don't need to do this. This is just going to give you a bit more stretch in a different part of your body. Separate your feet if you want to, if that fits, and then just allow yourself to go a little bit deeper. So right now we're flexing our knees. Flexing, when you flex, you close the joint. When you extend, you open it. This is a little bit of hyperflexion. Now, if you've been doing it for a while, you might get your bum on the ground. Great, you can lean back. If your bum is not solidly on the ground, and right now mine is not, don't lean back. And you move this foot out a little bit. This one. There we go. Now my bum is almost on the ground. Go back to your breath. Remember, a slow inhale, but an even slower exhale. Why 2 minutes? At least 2 minutes. One, it calms your nervous system down. You've already been doing that on the first pose, but you need to keep doing that as you come in and out of poses. But also, you need to calm down the muscles you're stretching. Since we've already been in this area, actually, we've already started pretty calm already. But 2 minutes is enough for you to get the fibers of the muscles, the so-called the sarcomeres, to stretch and extend further. You're not going to get them all, but you'll get some. And then the next time you'll do it, you'll get some more. And so slowly over time, you make that muscle fiber even better. Okay, so to come out of this push up, allow a little bit of blood to flow back into your knee. Get into a tabletop just for a second and take your left foot and just point it back, maybe like you're like you're curling your toes under. Do that with the right leg, same thing, just point back. You can either point back or curl your toes, your choice. Just move your knee through full range of motion if you want. Or okay, now we're actually going to be on a tabletop. And let's see, I'm going to set the timer here. What we're going to do here is we're going to start in the tabletop and we're going to take our right foot and swing it up to our right hand. I want your leg perpendicular to the ground, so straight up and down or even forward. So swing your foot up. Now, your foot's up. Turn your foot out. You're going to have some pressure on your knee, so maybe you put a pillow under it. That's fine. If you need to, definitely do so. Front foot turned out. This leg can flail out. Doesn't matter. We're going to get a big old hamstring stretch here. Point your left foot and just slide it back, slide it back, slide it back till what's comfortable. Now, again, if you need a bench or a pillow to hold you up, the stretch is Hamstring on the right now, hip flexors on the left. It's not up in your chest. So as long as you're feeling a stretch down here, whatever you need to do up here, that's great. Now I'm locking out my arm. That's another thing you can do. You'll learn how to lock out your body. And so I'm really not using any force in my hand or my arm here. This doesn't really take much effort. I had to get up to that though. You might use a pillow on the ground. Heavy use of props, highly recommended. It's how it feels, not how it looks. Go back to your breath. Inhale and exhale. Slowly adjust as you want. Maybe very gently move slightly side to side or slightly forward and back and observe how it feels and where it's hitting in your body. Learn how your body responds to subtle movement. Do that, and you will be increasing your neuroplasticity. And I'm absolutely serious about that. You're working on your sense of interoception, and of course, your sensation to how you are relating to the ground is proprioception. And when you do that, your brain gets better at doing that because your body responds to what you're doing. If you're doing something like sensing your body, it gets better at sensing your body. And your brain is still creating neurons until the day you die. So you might as well use them for something. Okay, now to come out of this, push back on your back left foot, maybe curl the toes under. And since your leg was really bent, I'm going to go ahead and straighten my right leg a little bit, and I'm going to slide it very slowly back. And from here, push back on your heels, just in a child's pose. It doesn't matter how far you back you go. Again, we're just taking that muscle that we just stretched through up, a very gentle and slow range of motion. Forward, maybe drop a little bit your hips if that's available to you, but just move again, just one more back. Just move in that muscle. This is being overly cautious, but I do this kind of stuff when I'm doing these poses. But you're really doing a lot of work. It may not feel like it, but you're really doing a lot of work, and so we need to be careful coming out of these poses. Okay, now same thing, left side. This is an asymmetrical pose. That means we get to do it twice. So left foot forward, up by my hand. My leg is actually a little bit forward of perpendicular. Rotate your left foot out 45 degrees. This knee can drop out. Point your right foot and just slide it back, 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 back. And then use whatever support you did. You might notice this is an asymmetrical pose. We did it twice. I already mentioned that. But if you're especially tight on one side, if you have that renegade side, do it longer. We're doing it the same amount of time. Don't just stretch one side though, stretch both sides. You want to move towards balance. As you move your body towards balance, you're less likely to fall and less likely to injure yourself. You'll also probably improve your posture, which means you're less likely to fall. In my case, this got rid of constant back pain and body pain. I don't have body pain very often, and I can usually trace it back to something I did, but I used to have it daily. Note to self, because I'm practicing way too much personal stuff. Back off on that. Okay, so reorient. Again, as you work through your pose, lower, mess around with it. Now, just because you can go low, it might be that you get a bigger stretch if you get your body more upright because you'll put more pressure. But I'm getting a nice big stretch in my left hamstring, and I'm getting a big right hip flexor stretch. Really nice. We haven't talked about pain. Hopefully, you're experiencing an appropriate, manageable level of discomfort. If you're feeling no discomfort, you're still getting some value out of it, but you want to push yourself just a little bit. Discomfort, not pain. What's the difference? On my knee right now, I've got a lot of pressure. So my kneecap is get pressure across the entire kneecap. I can feel the pressure, but it's pressure. I can tell it's pressure. If I can point to a place, you probably need to back off. And the pressure can be too much as well. So you're going to have to sense your body and figure it out. Your body is a crazy, chaotic analog machine. You do stuff, I'm doing stuff. You learn stuff from doing stuff, and you figure out how to work your body. So this is a whole thing for what we're doing here. We're working on our brain, we're working on our breath, we're working on our body. And the hips are usually tight for everybody because we sit all day long. And people often hold a lot of emotions in their hips. And I mean that in an actual sense, in a literal sense. Called somatic memory. I believe that's the term. But I don't care what the term is. I personally experienced it, so I don't need to have a term for it. I have the experience. Again, too much personal shit. Okay, now I forgot to set the timer, so I'm going to say that's probably over 2.5 minutes, but I hope not. Mental note, don't forget to set the timer. Okay, curl your toes back, straighten your left leg a little bit, and then maybe slide your heel back slowly, slowly, slowly. Set your shin down, go back to a tabletop for a second, push back into a child's pose, and then come forward. Maybe drop your hips if that's available. Don't worry if it's not. If you keep doing this stuff, it will be. Push back, push back, push back, push back. When I started this stuff, I couldn't get my butt on my hips. Actually, 10 years ago, I couldn't barely get my hands behind my back. Okay, so now, next thing you're going to want is a good amount of padding for your knees. So something like this. This is carpeted floor, so it's actually fine, but I still want some pads. Now, take a look, make sure you take a look because I'm going to do a visual that's important for this next pose. You do not need to stand up. I'm just doing this for you. Okay, so what we're really doing in this pose is we're taking our feet and rotating them 90 degrees out, if you can do that. So I'm sort of like a cowboy here, right? And then we're sitting down, 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 sort of like a squat like this until, and I feel it big time. I've gotten a lot better, both in my right here in my at the crease there, and then also in the external. So we're doing that, but we're going to be facing down, so we have a different relationship to gravity. Okay, so I've got these. I've got them soft side down so they'll slide a little bit. Um, you don't have to really emphasize sliding out. Get a little bit of slide and then sit back. And again, we can work in and out. So knees on your pads or however you're going to do it. Allow your feet to slide out just a little bit. And then make sure your feet are straight back from your knees. Right? They're not coming together. And then slowly sit back and just keep sitting back. Now, if you can just easily sit back, I cannot, then might want to make your knees wider. But right now, for this pose, I'm tighter in my hip flexors than I am in my groin. But when I started this pose, it was the other way around. Go back to your breath. It helps. I find it very good to keep my eyes closed. And then I move my mind's eye to the body part that's taking the biggest hit. And I really try to sense what's going on. Gentle movement side to side. Don't forget to expand your belly to relax yourself. How much is too much? One test is if you can talk and someone can't tell that you're straining yourself, then it's probably not too much. If you go too far, your body will react and tighten up, and it's actually counterproductive. So you need to work on finding that edge. To me, it's a very obvious feeling. It's like a knee-jerk reaction or like a muscle spasm if I go too far. Okay, now to come out of this, come forward, get out of your hip flexors, and then maybe push up to slowly bring your knees in. You might want a pillow for this next one. The pillow is to raise your butt so that you can lean forward and let gravity help you in the pose. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this big old green pillow here. I'm going to sit on it near the edge. Okay, now feet together and slide them forward about four fists from your groin. One, two, three, four. Okay, let's go ahead and lean into this. So just lean forward. Now, you might find that this hurts your back. Okay, well, great. You know what you do? Give your forehead, put some pressure on your third eye or give yourself a little bit of pressure. This gives your body a little place where you can, if I just allow my head to relax, it takes some of the pressure and my lower back feels looser. So that's a little trick. Called blockhead, though. Notice I didn't use a block because my block's right there. Lean forward. It is okay to let your head dump if your neck can do that. I can do that now, but I couldn't when I started. Now, if you're finding that you aren't feeling much, and I'm guessing that's not the case for many people, but if you are, something you might do is just take your hands, just maybe put your fingertips together and reach your hands forward and just allow that a little extra weight. Don't you just let that little extra weight move you lower and lower until you find a good place. So I'll go right here. But a couple things, don't compare yourself to anybody else. All that matters is you're not hurting yourself and you have the feeling of a little bit of tension and you just sit through it. You sit with the discomfort. The way is through. Actually feel it. Notice, like, can you tell where it starts and where it stops? Where's that muscle that's actually getting the tension? Have any of you noticed the muscle fibers pulling yet? It's a very fun feeling. This is a good one for your belly. If you really expand your belly, it might push your legs out a little bit. Also, you can gently just don't push, but put your arms on your knees and then just relax them. That little extra pressure might open your groin up a little bit. This is great to do when you're watching TV. Just do it for a while. Have any of you experienced boredom yet? If you have, you want to get to the next pose. You want to be done with this pose. That is your body not wanting to let go. Your body's trying to convince you to take it easy. It's okay though. Okay, now to get out of this, you might have some strain on your lower back. Put your hands down and push like you're doing a push-up. Do all the work with your arms. Don't use your back. Now, if you can't get very far, put your hands on your feet. Push up a little bit further. Push, 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 push. Now, take your hands, put them behind you if you can, or just you want to. What I want you to do, I want you to basically reach back and push your chest up to the sky. Just sort of open your chest up a little bit as a response to what we just did by folding forward. Okay, now let go of that. All right, now this is where we need a wall. Now I'm going to pretend like I've talked to everybody And the people who don't have a wall, okay, so if you don't have a wall for this one, what I want you to do is do pigeon. All right, so get yourself into a version of single pigeon, double pigeon, half pigeon, but probably just regular pigeon. And the rest of us go up to the wall, and you might need a couple things. One, a pad for your back. And then also, you want to be on a surface where you're not going to slide. So here we go. I've got this. This is the first time I've done this pose that I've recorded. I've actually had this service handy. So things can get better. All right, so I'm taking so long to get ready here. So what I want you to do is sit down, put your legs in front of you, and hold them both up so that your feet are touching the ground. Your legs are about 45 degrees. What we're going to do is we're going to take our right foot, lift it up, and put it on our left knee. Now, if you can't do that, slide your foot until you can. All right, so find a place where you can do that. So let's go ahead and get started. And how long am I doing this for? Okay, right. Sorry. I'm going to need two timers. Mental note to myself. That's a note to myself. Two timers. Okay, so bring your foot, grab it, and pull it up and put it on the opposite knee. And then just sit here. You might have done something like this before. It's called thread the needle, the wall. I love this version of it because it just opens up my external hip. So, and I'm going to bring my foot closer. So as you are in this pose, you might find you can bring your foot up a little bit. Go back to your breath. Inhale to a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale to a count of 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. Big breath in, open that belly up, stimulate that vagus nerve, and exhale. I haven't said inhale through your nose. If you can, exhale out your mouth. If you can't, go ahead and exhale out your nose, but inhale into your nose and into your belly. It's really important. If you don't belly breathe, you tend to get less oxygen, and long-term mouth breathing into the chest causes lower RQs. So this is very important practice. You'd think we'd all learn how to breathe, but our busy daily life actually keeps us breathing way too many breaths a minute in our chest. It's just a natural response to the constant stimulus of the internet, of social media, of work, of life. You can take control of your body at any moment by simply slowing down your breath. Not have to do anything else. Just take a 6-second inhale, a 6-second exhale, or this 4 and 8. Start practicing this now, and it will become a regular tool. It's really this. If you take one thing away from this entire experience, 5 breaths a minute. That's the one thing I want you to take away. Okay, now take your foot, lift it up, and slowly set it down to the ground. Ooh, my hip is nice and warmed up there. Okay, same thing, other side. Again, asymmetrical. We get to do it twice. Unfortunately, we have to do it twice. But if you're one side, when you're doing this on your own, go ahead and pull your foot up, left foot up on top of the right knee. This is my tight side. This is my tighter side, so I might do it longer. Now, it turns out for me, it's this side starts tighter, but it catches up after about a minute. So I don't need to do it longer. But I often do poses a minute longer on one side or the other, and that's usually enough. You do it 3 or 4 times. Again, balance is a journey, it's not a destination. You're always out of balance, and you're always trying to figure out what's the next best thing I can do, or what's something I can do to get myself in balance. That's what we're doing here. We are making space in our body, and that makes space in your brain because there is no separation between mind and body. It's all one integrated system. Something you might do on this pose is just very gently move your knee side to side. You might notice it moves where you're feeling it. So play around a little bit, but play around slowly. Figure out what works for you. Figure out what makes this especially good for you. Maybe your external hips aren't tight. Maybe this isn't your pose. Maybe this is nothing for you. That's great. Find something else. We're doing several different poses tonight, and I can give you many more for different body parts. Okay, grab your foot and carefully set it back down onto the ground. Okay, point both your feet out, or actually just slide your feet out and twist your legs side to side just for a second to sort of windshield wiper your feet. Okay. Now we're going to continue on the ground. So I want you to be able to get your back on the ground. You may want a small pillow for your head. May not be necessary. I'll just sort of go right here. Okay, now we're going to be twisting our body. So you might want something to stop yourself from twisting too far. I use a pillow. So I'm going to, I'm sorry, you may or may not, but if you need it, this will help you to not twist too far over. Okay, so back on the ground. Have your back on the ground. Option one, take your right foot and hook it behind your left leg. Right foot twist behind your left leg. Now, if it's available to you, maybe you take your right foot and you put it on the outside of your right knee. And maybe you slide down, 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 and get as far as you can. You could even twist your legs, but this is not, your legs are not where the stretch is. All right. So this is just so you can be comfortable. Now, take your left hand, put it on the outside of your right knee, and slowly twist to the side. Twist, twist, twist. I'm next. And just let your, wherever you go, that's where you go. And just let this rest. Now, if you can twist your legs, that's great. But again, the stretch is, I hope you feel it in your back. My right side is getting stretched. This is a great pose to really take in a big belly breath. So taking a big inhale and really expand that belly to a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale. 5, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Feel that discomfort. Breathe and let your tell your body, hey, I got it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You're actually retuning your autonomic nervous system. You're allowing yourself to get into your parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest. Long term, you're going to lower your A1C, you're going to reduce your inflammation. You might get some endorphins from doing this. I sometimes do. You might also come across some feels, some hidden tension. Let it go. I mean, it's going to go. Nice deep stretch like this will let a lot of stuff go. Just let that right arm drop off to the side. If you need to, you can bring it back closer to your body. Maybe put your hand on your rib cage and let your elbow drop. Really, it is a good shoulder stretch, so that's a bonus, and it does deepen the stretch along the back. But It might be too much to just hold your arm out there. That's okay. Over time, you'll find that you'll be able to do more, or as you train your muscles to get more and more relaxed, all the fibers at the same time. One nice thing about having the arm out, even maybe pointing to the sky, is the weight keeps you from twisting. Do not, when we come out of this pose, do not come out fast. In fact, we're about to come out of this pose, so start unwinding your legs if they're wound up at all. Twist back very slowly, very slowly. In fact, I would say slide your right foot along your left leg until your right foot's on the ground, and then slowly come onto your back. Knees together, feet on the ground. Pause here for a second. Point your mind's eye at your left side, back, compared to your right lower back. What do you feel? Notice any difference? Taking a big breath. Really expand into your back. So inhale and expand your belly and your back. When you stretch your back like this, and if you can expand your back and take in a really deep belly breath, you're actually bringing air further into your lungs and you're super oxygenating your blood. It's really good for you. Really, really good for you. Okay, version two, round two. Again, asymmetrical. So take your left foot and hook it around your right knee or over your right knee on the outside or slide down. Take your right hand on the outside of your left knee and twist, twist, twist to your right. Twist, 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 twist. And here we go. Note to self, when I actually do this, I will go into these poses, but then I will come out of them. So I will not actually be doing the poses. Let me think about that. I might do the poses then and at the end get back into them so I can direct people coming out. And better watching. I think it's better to watch. I'll watch the screens and watch the students because we're gonna have a couple of live students and a couple of remote students so far. Also, by Saturday, I have done so much stretching in the last 3 weeks. I could take a week or two off actually. I know you don't do that, but I'm overstretching. Really expand that belly as you take a big inhale, your next big inhale. It's really good there to loosen those muscles along the side, stimulate your organs. Okay, now again, to come out of this, unwind your legs if they're wound up. Get your left foot on the ground before you do any twisting, untwisting. So I'm going to take my left foot and slide it around off along my right leg. Set the foot on the ground. Set start twisting my knees back so they're pointing to the sky. And sit here for a second. And again, feel your left side. And what I want you to do is I want you to take in a big breath, expand your belly, and also try to expand your back into your mat, into the ground, whatever you're laying on. And relax that. One more time. Big inhale. Inhale into your belly and expand your back into your back into the ground. Okay. Now, since we're already on the ground, our penultimate pose, the one before the last. What I want you to do is lie on your stomach. So, on your stomach, you might want a pillow under your chest, but try without first. Take your right arm, and put it a little bit further away from your body than your left. Your left is closer to your body. Take your right hand and slide it to, let's see what we do this for. Okay. Again, two timers, because I have two different times I'm using. So, and this one's a pain to change. Okay, so right hand, slide to the left. Slide, slide, slide. Left hand to the right. Notice my elbows are at least together or even crossed. Take your chin, put it on your right arm, and you can curse my name in your head. This is pulling your shoulders apart. We've also done some stuff to push them together. We'll do some more coming up. So it takes a while to figure out how to breathe with your chin pushing into your arm. You'll get used to it. Something I just mentioned, we in this practice, I don't stretch my neck explicitly. I don't have any neck stretches. But notice this is strengthening my neck right here. So your neck is coming along for the ride, but I don't ever target the neck directly. That's just part of the practice that I'm in with this system. If you know how to stretch your neck, knock yourself out. When you're doing this pose, use a timer. I fall asleep in this pose all the time. It's a really comfortable pose once you figured out how to sit there comfortably. Okay, push your belly up to get your shoulders up a little higher. Then switch your arms. So left arm is a little bit further away from the body, right arm is a little bit closer. Snake your right arm under your left arm as you move your hand to the left. Take your left hand to the right, elbows cross. Put your chin on your left arm. And if you cursed my name before, because we worry about symmetry, curse my name again. Okay, come out of this. Again, push with your belly. Give your arm a rest. Now, let's see. Take your forehead just for a second and put it on your hands and rest here for just a second. So we're about to do our last pose. If you have a wall, I'll show you how to do that second. If you don't have a wall, I'm going to show you an alternative. But if you have a wall, don't do this one. No, it's a great pose as well. So for those of you without a wall, you're going to stand up. If you're not, if you're using the wall, don't stand up. Just lay there, head forward, relax. So this is where you want to use something like a bench. I want you to be elevated. Um, you can do this one without the elevation, but I'm trying to get it to target the shoulders a little bit differently to make it closer to the other pose. So I've got my hands are hovering over the bench. I'm going to lean forward, put my hands on the bench. Wide feet, really wide feet. Now I'm going to scooch back until I can sort of relax and get my head to drop between my arms. Bend my knees until I sort of start to feel more pressure between my shoulder blades and hang out here. You can often straighten your knees, so you're going to get a hamstring stretch, but I really want you to think mostly about your shoulders here and try to get your breastbone to drop to the ground. Not really, of course. Okay, now, great pose. Do that one anyway. For those of you who are on the ground, come on over to the wall, face the wall. What I want you to do is I want you to get your head on the ground, right, almost touching the wall. I think on Saturday I'm actually going to do the other version because it's just going to make more sense in the room I'm in. Okay, reach up the wall and get your hands equal level. Your hands can be about shoulder width or maybe a little bit wider. Even wider, you can experiment, and then just drop. Just keep your hands where they are, and allow your chest to just drop. You're gonna get a nice stretch in your shoulders. Depending on how wide your hands are, you might hit your trapezius muscles. If it's available, let your head drop forward. If not, don't worry about it. This is officially my favorite pose in the set. Though if I could pick two, I'd be Blaster in this one when we did it earlier. This is another one where you can really use your belly breathing to undulate and slowly go in and out. This is the only pose in the first few weeks of practicing these things where I had to come out of the pose because something happened in my brain. Don't know what it was. Never happened again. Now, if you happen to be watching me and you're not in the pose, that's fine. I've got my toes curled under and that's adding just a little bit, just a touch of forward pressure. Makes it just a little bit, hit it a little bit differently for me, and I like that. But I don't stay there the whole time, I just do that. Your armpits might be screaming at you. Shoulders, armpits, neck, who knows? This is really good if you sit a lot. Notice we're bending backward, which is typically the opposite of what you're doing if you're on your phone, what you're doing if you're sitting at a computer, what you're doing when you're watching TV. This is a really good counter to that. Bit intense. It's like a sledgehammer. Okay, we're about to come out of this pose. Really push with your belly. Now push with your belly, lift, lift, lift. Get the pressure off your shoulders and slide your hands slowly down on the ground. Put your elbows under your shoulders. And what I want you to do is I want you to push into your elbows, lift your shoulders, and you're sort of curving your back, turtle backing. This is making a turtle back. So we're pushing the opposite direction of what we just did. All right. Now, slowly make your way up to standing. You might want to bend your knees and push on your knees or something like that to get up, but just get yourself back up to standing. All right, let's do an integrating thing to sort of mix it all together. Let me check something out. How are we doing for time? Wow, it's a lot longer than I expected. Oh well. Okay, so feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Put your arms up like this. So your hands are pointing to the sky, but they're at 90 degrees. Turn your waist and shoulders and hips just side to side slightly. Whole thing. Okay, now stop facing forward. Turn your waist and hip, but keep your shoulders stable. Look forward as you do this. So look forward and turn just your waist and hip. Okay, now same thing except move your arms, but not your waist and hip. Continue. Go ahead and turn your head side to side as you do this. Just your shoulders. Okay, now look forward. Do that, but keep your shoulders and waist moving opposite of each other. So I'm going to move my shoulders to my right as I turn my waist to my left, and then I'm going to do it the other direction. And look forward as you do this. Really, the arms aren't important. It's just that I want you moving your shoulders, and I want you to twist opposite. Okay, time to finish up. The feet hip width apart. Just shake it out just a little bit. Just do a little bit of shaking. Wake yourself up just a touch. Okay, now let's go back into Wuchi for a second. Feet parallel, about hip width apart, knees bent. Push there, sacrum down, tuck your tailbone under, pull your head up, twist your arms in, settle down the middle. What you're doing is you're actually working on engaging your pelvic floor. So I'm going to turn this aside. I'm going to talk through this a little bit more, and then we'll do it one more time. So my feet are parallel, my legs are slightly bent. So this is engaging my legs. My muscles are engaged. When I tuck my tailbone like I'm doing, that engages the ligaments. So now I've got the first bow formed, the first bow in Tai Chi, legs. My legs are engaged. Now, I've got a great stable base, but my torso's not in any way engaged. And there's only these two muscles that connect the top and the bottom. So how I'm going to get those engaged is I'm going to pull my head up as I tuck my tailbone. That straightens my spine. The spine still has a curve, but it makes my spine like imagine a broomstick. And then I settle down the middle by rotating my hands, loosening the ligaments on the inside of my body so that my chest can lower, which pulls my spinal column into my pelvic floor. I'm rooting. And right now, all the weight's in my heel. I'm, this is great. So that's something you can work on. So let's do it one more time together. We're going to root. We're going to root our body. We're going to form the second bow of the spine going into your pelvic floor, and we're going to form a broomstick. Okay, so feet parallel, knees bent, tuck the tailbone. Notice you subtly shift forward because you've just adjusted the balance of your weight and where your center of gravity is. Push your head up on the fontanelle, your chin comes back a little bit. Medial rotate of your hands a little bit, soften the insides there, maybe push them down near your waist, and then try to push your chest down into your pelvic floor. Okay, so from here, inhale, reach up, exhale. We're going to do a simplified version of this. Inhale up and exhale down. Grab some water in the spring. Inhale as you wash it up your body. Exhale. Come on back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up Grab a big old ball of energy, pull it down your body, and notice the vision in your head. You see your spine glowing with white, clear energy as you push that ball of energy down your body. Inhale, reach into the earth, pull some green energy up from Mother Earth and pull it up your legs, into your shins, your thighs, up your body as you exhale. Okay, and a final shake, just sort of shake it out a little bit, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Time for some questions and answers. Bye.